Hey friends, Quinta Christie with you. We are at Laquita Mansion on the grounds of Oklahoma Wesleyan University. Welcome to the B Monthly Show. Hey friends, Keith and Christy with you. Welcome to the B Monthly Show. We are here at the Laquita Mansion, which is Oklahoma Wesleyan University now. But this is a beautiful mansion, and you guys need to come and look at this place. Hey, we're here today to premiere our August issue, and
Back to school.
Back to school. As you know, we don't put a bunch of stuff on there anymore, so when you pick this up, you won't know it's back to school, but August is always back to school. So we decided to do the feature story on this place right here, the Laquita, the history of it. Mr. H.V. Foster built this back in 1932. So I had Mr. Chance Franks come out here, which Chance are like this. And we wandered around this place for about an hour and a half, and we got some shots. And so this is going to be our cover, which is our cover. It is the bell tower, Laquita Mansion, and actually this is on the back side of the mansion, which I think is the prettiest part of the mansion myself. But this is it right here, and beautiful, just a beautiful home. And the history behind this home and Mr. H.V. Foster is unbelievable. And you know, this house was built in 1932. So when he built this, he was an oil tycoon. I mean, he had so many leases over in Osage County. His dad's the one who really got the Osage Nation to open up their land and open up the leases. So anyway, he built it for $500,000. This place, $500,000 today would be $9 million if you built this today. It's just unbelievable. Also, too, the feature story Miss Debbie Niche wrote, and she's our girl, History Museum. But Bueller Delk is the one who built this, the architect of it. And also, not many people know him, but he's kind of studied under Frank Lloyd Wright a little bit. But he also did the Hillcrest Country Club. He did the Philbrook Museum.
The first Hillcrest.
Yeah, the first
original.
the original Hillcrest Country Club, and then Philbrook there in Tulsa. He built that, and also,
Which I feel like when you come in here, you can see a lot of the similarities.
Oh yeah, with Philbrook.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then the Kane family home, he built that too. So now, you always say, Christy always says, the center of the universe is Bartlesville, Oklahoma. And actually, it's almost the center of the United States if you look at a map. But your great-grandfather, Don Tyler, so Mr. Foster also has a ranch home that we talk about in the feature magazine, which is a beautiful ranch home out there south of town. And but your grandfather had all these quail.
I was going to bring one.
Dadgummit.
I forgot it. Anyway, so my great-grandfather, Don Tyler, had the cement plant
In Dewey.
Portland Cement Company, and cement?
Yeah, cement. Well,
or Oklahoma. Anyway, and so he had him make little quail out of cement for each post. So at the tops of your post, they fit in. They have like a little base, and then the quail sat on top. And so since my great grandfather had the mold, I grew up and we had those at my home all around the ranch until people got ornery and started shooting them off the fence posts.
Yeah.
But anyway, we pretty much
Yeah, we've got some
know
to
where
say
those
that.
come from. Yeah. But we should have brought ours.
I know.
We didn't bring it. They're really heavy, but they're so
There's a picture of it.
unique.
Yeah, there's a picture of
You
it
see a
here
picture
in the
of it.
feature magazine, in the feature story, which is fascinating. Here, you'll see right there. There's a quail, and it's sitting right on top of the post. He had all these all over his ranch.
And it's so great when you're outside anyway here and you can hear the quail calling and
I love
whistle
it.
at you and
Well, I mean,
to hear.
we're excited to bring you guys this August issue. I can't believe it's already August. Of course, school's starting. Whatever you want to say about that school thing. Our daughter Grace is going to be a freshman this year. She chose to do half and half, basically go to school the first till 12 or so, and then come home until she goes play basketball. So anyway, I think this is going to work. I think the school system, the school district did everything they could to keep the kids safe, the teachers safe, and that's what we need to do.
Chuck wrote an article for us.
Yeah, Chuck McCauley wrote for us the state of schools. Yeah, the state of the schools, and great article on that. And we've got a lot of good stories in here. Also, too, we've had too many tributes in our magazines the last couple of months. Just a lot of great people are passing away, and we lost Mr. Charlie Martin, which he was our profile this month, and Steve Martin, his son, he lived to be 100 years old. Charlie Martin, 100 years old. He used to fly planes back in the World War II over the Himalayas in China. Okay, so great man, great profile. He did pass away, but he did make 100.
He did, and they had a neat parade for him and celebrated, and he and his wife, and then I think it was not a week later or so he passed away. But he is our profile and read more about him and you know,
fascinating life.
Help celebrate his
Yeah,
life.
fascinating life. Also, too, a really sweet dear friend of ours, Miss Lisa Johnson, passed away from cancer. 4-year battle that she fought courageously, and wow, what a sweet soul she had. And Rick, her husband, and she has 3 great daughters. They have 3 great daughters, but Rick wrote a story, a tribute to his wife in the magazine. It's the last page of the magazine right there. And if you knew Lisa, you were blessed and lucky. If you didn't know Lisa, I'm sorry. You missed the soul that you needed to know in your life, because she was an incredible woman and she will be missed dearly. So anyway, read that. That's really good. So also too, I want you guys to go to our new website. We're really pumped up about our website. You know, we've been doing this magazine 3.5 years, and we've had that old crappy used website that we had. It was bad, okay? It was so bad. But now we've got a brand new website, and when you open that website up, when you see that downtown shot, I got to give a big old shout out to Tyler Deaton, because his drone, that shot is the drone shot that he took for our issue back in May, and we used that for our website. So thank you, Tyler, for that. But go on there, because
Super user friendly, gives you lots of information. You can go back and look at all the old issues.
yes,
I mean, some as back as like 2014.
yeah, 14.
And so before we were here, but still we got as many on there as we could. And so if you have a past issue that someone was in, or you had a baby in it, or a pet in, or just, you know, something, go back and find that. And it looks great online.
Oh my gosh, it looks so good. But
And we have merch.
yeah, we do. But I want to say, when you go back and look at the old magazines, especially when you go back and look at 2014, 15, 16, even when we started with this thing, this magazine has, I mean, it's so different from even when we started it. And
It's fun to look back.
Oh my gosh, it's, you guys, when you hold this magazine in your hand, you're holding the best city magazine in the state. So too, we're going to do some merch.
That's right.
Christy said we're doing merch, so we're going to start selling our t-shirts. So I know you guys see me around town probably wearing this all the time, but mine has actually no sleeves on it. But we're doing white and black, and
White and blue.
and the size white and blue, and so these are going to be on the
Oh, we have
website.
white and black.
We do.
Do we have white and blue?
Yeah,
I don't know what we have. Anyway,
they're on the
They'll be
website.
on the website.
They're on the website. They'll be on there in the next week or so. $25 for a t-shirt. Wear them. We're going to put something on the back. We just don't know what we're going to put there yet. So our first,
We know, we just can't agree.
we can't agree, and that's just how we are sometimes. So what else is on the? Hey, also too, real quick, another tribute that we had was Coach Gonzalez. He was one of my football coaches. He was a teacher when we went to school here.
He's always at the canteen.
Oh.
If you know what the canteen is.
We did a tribute on him. What an amazing man, and what he did for so many students and so many athletes. It's just incredible. I love this guy. He had the biggest forearms. I remember in football, his forearms were humongous, and I hated when he grabbed you. He loved to grab you right there, and anyway, he'll be
He
missed.
needed to be grabbed.
I did need to be grabbed. I needed to be put in shape, or put in whatever back then.
But all these tributes, all these people meant so much to Bartlesville and made a difference in so many lives in Bartlesville.
You know, you guys are so blessed to live in this city. We are so blessed to live in this city. I mean, you're not going to find architecture like this in just any normal city. We have so many beautiful homes in this city that were built back in the early 20s and 30s. So if you guys aren't from Bartlesville and you're seeing this, we have a lot of people that watch this all over the place.
And we're sitting
Yeah, in his,
in his
library.
This is his desk right here.
below us.
You can't see, but it's
And
amazing.
the mahogany wood in here is unbelievable. And then it's got, this thing has 14 bathrooms, 7 fireplaces, and it is enormous. And it just sits right here. Originally, this, I think, sat on 154 acres from downtown Bartlesville. So this was really the country back in the 30s. And so H.V. Foster only lived here about 10 years. But it was a military school. I'm not going to give away the feature story, but it was a medical school, a nursing school. So now the campus of OWU, it's beautiful here. We're so lucky to have a college here like this college. And so go get your copy. These are out today, right now, and we'll have all 12,000 of them. And again, like I always say every month, if you don't get your copy by the 10th, you're not going to get one. Hey guys, okay, now we're here right now with Dr. Weeder. Thanks for being on the show, Dr. Weeder.
Glad to be here.
Of course, we're keeping our distance with the COVID-19, the 6 feet, and I think right now your students are starting to come back. Tell us what's going on here at OWU.
Well, we were originally planning not starting until August 31st, but we've moved up. We're starting August 17th as our first day of classes. The reason being, like so many other colleges, we made a decision that we're going to finish by Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And so we're not having fall break, we're not getting off Labor Day, and we're just kind of plugging right along so we can finish at the end of the semester. Hopefully we'll be able to have a commencement at that time. We're having another commencement August 8th for those who could not walk in May like they normally do. And of course, it's very complicated with the social distancing. We're having to send out tickets and only allow so many people, and I'm sure it's disappointing to some, but we've got a lot of graduates still wanting to come back and walk and in complicated circumstances. We're doing that on August 8th. And then our students be coming in the weekend of 15th, 16th, and classes will start on the 17th.
Wow.
Well,
So you're doing your full year and to when?
Well, we're doing it till the week of November,
Okay.
the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. We did that for a couple of reasons. Number one, we're keeping more students on campus, not sending them home to hot spots perhaps over the breaks. And then also we know at that time of year, getting into flu season, regular flu season, so it's just you're just asking for it. And then that gives us a nice long break for people who go home, and then they'll have several weeks to know, if they have any symptoms, depending on what's going on in the country at that time.
Sure. All right.
So tell us, because I know your title. What's your official title here now?
I am now the provost, which is the chief academic officer. And this is I've been about 2 years. Of course, I had you in class.
I know.
I was how many years ago that was. I won't bring that up.
Was it 89?
89.
Well, I came in 1986. So I've been here
Yes.
34 years, and then I was the dean of the school of ministry for a number of years, and associate provost for about a decade, and then I became provost 2 years ago.
Okay, that's so great. I love
Well,
it.
over the years you've watched this campus just expand.
It did not look like this.
No.
It's easier for me to tell you what was here than
That's true.
The mansion that we're in now, of course, was the library.
Right, yes.
My offices were upstairs. The chief administrator's offices were down in that wing. Actually, my office was the president's office when I came. I interviewed in there, And the table that we have in there is the one I interviewed around. It's on the other side of the room, so kind of coming full circle.
Wow.
We had Susanna Wesley Hall, and we were just building Philippi when I came. We had 2 men's dorms. Of course, we didn't have the library, didn't have the Keating Center, didn't have the chapel. You know, it's a completely different campus now.
Now, how many students do you have coming this year? You guys have been, every year your students are getting more and more and more.
I had a meeting this morning about that. It's kind of, our numbers are actually looking good. I mean, it's assuming with the pandemic, you know, we didn't have a clue how parents were going to feel, and so on and so forth. I had a meeting this morning about that. It looks like our on-campus enrollment usually is around 600. We have over 1,000 when you consider our adult graduate program.
What about athletics?
Well, at this point, the NAIA has not shut down fall sports yet, and our conference has not shut down fall sports yet. And of course, it changes every day. Right now, it's probably going to be pushed back a little bit, but we do have men's and women's basketball, we have volleyball, we have track and field, we have soccer, we have wrestling. So those are fall sports. But as of now, unlike some of the other conferences there, it's still a go. We'll just have to see what happens.
Well, and we go to a lot of basketball games. Our daughter Grace plays basketball, so we're always coming up here and watching the girls and the boys play. It always has competitive teams and always ranked in the top 10.
Well, now and,
And the soccer too, and the baseball.
It's amazing with a school our size how, and it all goes back to the coaches. They recruit the right kids. And you know, not every kid will make it here. You know, on Christian campus, some kids don't belong and some don't stay. But it puts a big burden on our coaches to correct kids that will connect with us socially and also make it academic, because it's not easy here either.
Right. And I said in the magazine, you know, half of what school is about kids socializing together and learning to, you know, talk, not text all the time. So, okay, real quick, let's talk about the mansion, Laquita. We put it on the cover, obviously. Beautiful structure. H.V. Foster, obviously one of the richest oil men in this part of the country. So, and you work out of here every day.
Every day is terrible.
Horrible for you. I mean, we do off the side of the Price Tower.
Well,
so
yeah, that's not too bad.
That's not too bad either. But this, I've been walking around this thing for the last 2 or 3 weeks, putting the stories together and the photography, and it is amazing when you start looking at the detail. I mean, all these columns behind us, every one of these columns, the detail on them is unbelievable.
Because David Preston is related and has his office upstairs. Actually, I took his office because I had to get my associate dean and dean of assessment down in that wing. So he was nice enough to move upstairs into Marie Foster's bedroom, and so that's a tough place to have to work out of too.
That's his great grandfather, right?
Yes, and of course he has the property out in the country where we have the deal in October, which is we had to cancel that last year. Didn't do it the way we wanted to, but that's a wonderful.
The ranch,
the ranch out there is wonderful.
This
I remember when I first moved here in 1986. My grandmother was still living, and I was talking to her about it, and she happened to have on Paul Harvey or something like that, and he was telling the rest of the story, and it just so happened he was talking about H.V. Foster because when he moved in here, it was around the time of the Lindbergh kidnapping, and he was talking about this millionaire oil man who lived in isolation and barred windows and all that kind of stuff for fear of his life. And it just happened to be the same time I'd come out here to teach and have my office upstairs.
Isn't that crazy?
That's I mean,
he was
again, Bartlesville Center of the Universe. I
say it every time. He says it all the time, and it always comes out to be true. It really does. Well, look, we really appreciate you coming on the show. What you guys do here for our community. And Christy found someone the other day that didn't even know this place was here.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It is crazy.
Well, the president's plans before COVID, I mean, we'll see what happens now, was to redo our signage. That building where the adult studies is, we want to come out eventually and build a whole new admissions center with the adult studies above it. And they were talking and doing plans on that, and put a sign that it's this way rather than this way, so you actually see it when you go by. So maybe one of these days, in a few years, maybe it'll be a little more visible.
Now, after everything calms down, can people come out here and look at the property?
Oh, sure.
Can they turn around and walk around?
We used at times. Sometimes we've had docents, but as you walk around, you'll notice. Actually, one of my students in our adult classes, as part of her project, did all the signage around here that shows where all the rooms were and so forth, and we welcome visitors. And even all this summer, I live right next door over here, And I walk the campus with my wife, and even during the COVID, lots of people were walking the campus.
Yes.
Just because it's a beautiful thing, and so we allow people to
Well,
come in.
yeah, you guys come take a tour. Wear your mask when you come inside here. But it's a beautiful place. It's 26,000 square feet.
Something like that.
Yeah, and so 14 bathrooms, 7 fireplaces. So anyway, hey, thanks for coming on the show. We appreciate it. Hey, now we're going to have Miss Kelly Bland come on here from the Osage County and talk about what's happening in the Osages. So let's bring Kelly on. Okay, guys, we're here with Miss Kelly Bland, Executive Director for the Tourism at Osage County. I spit it all out there. So also Kelly, she writes for us every month, and we call it On the Osage here.
It's such a good job.
Oh my gosh, we have so many people that comment on your stories.
We do. And it's so not only like informative, all the stuff that we never knew, these cool connections, but so happy and sweet.
Yes.
That's just you. Like you bring out the good. There's
Yeah,
always
and
like
we're-
you feel better after you read it.
And we're going to know more about her next issue because we're going to do Meet Your Writer, and we're going to do Miss Kelly Bland. So
As much as
now,
you want to know.
for me, I'm lucky because I get to sit by 2 beautiful blonde women here. So thanks for being on the show, Kelly.
You bet.
Now, one of the things that I want to talk about is what in the heck's going on in Osage County.
Oh man, there's always something
I mean,
good going
'cause
on
it's the
in
biggest
Osage
county.
Well, there you go. When the provost was on here a minute ago and mentioned Paul Harvey, I was thinking, there you go, because Osage County is the rest of the story in Bartlesville's backyard. So we bring the beauty and the fun. So we've got all kinds of outdoor activities taking place. Cavalcade just finished up over there, and
How'd that go, by the way?
oh my goodness, we milked that wild cow in style. We got the job done. Kudos to the cavalcade committee. They did an amazing job. But that's the uniqueness about Osage County, especially during times like this. We're rural. And you know what? That's an asset right now because social distancing is no problem. And I've been saying we've cornered the market on social distancing fun. We've got acres and acres and acres of outdoor activities and lots of good things coming up, lots of events. And
It's so diverse over there in Osage County too.
Yeah.
I mean, you could drive forever. There's people probably still lost over there that were driving up to the house here. I mean, seriously, when you go out to the
Kelly will find 'em.
Yeah, Kelly
She'll
will
tell
find
them
them.
where
And people also don't understand that Osage County goes all the way down into Tulsa.
yeah, it does.
I mean,
It sure
people don't
does.
realize that.
Yeah, you've got the Gilcrease Museum,
Yes.
Post Oak Lodge and Retreat, and the Tulsa Botanic are all in Osage County.
Yes.
So you can have the best of urban, and then you can mix it up with rural, and we've got a little bit of everything.
Now I think Ree's opened up. Everybody's kind of opened up.
Everybody
Everyone's
has.
opened up.
Yeah.
Back to
Yeah.
normal over there. As much as
As much as possible, yes. Everything's open, and hospitality is what is our calling card. And
Yes.
of course, you're never without that. There's still a wait at the Merc. Imagine that. I was there the other day in Pasco walking up and down the streets, and there were out-of-state plates left and right. And I think it's simply because you can come get away from all your worries and your cares. You can come over to Osage County and relax and enjoy. I know that Ree has taken extra special precautions, as well as all the businesses up and down Kahika and Maine, on keeping things clean and protocol and things like that. So you're in a safe place. You're in a good place. Wholesome goodness.
wholesome goodness.
We market that, and we're going to keep it coming.
So what's the next big?
The next big event, well, Shidler has their annual car show coming up, and you would be amazed in small Shidler. Now,
When she says Shidler, it's not bigger than this room.
Shidler is on the map. It's home to the One Armed Bandit and Company, very known across the world in rodeo circles. That'd be Mr. John Payne. And Saturday nights are the night to be in Shidler. I refer to it as Saturday night in Sioux City, but it kind of just fits a John Wayne sort of flair. But August 22nd, Shidler's having their annual car show. Plus, it's a Saturday, so that's steak night at Mandy's Cafe in Shidler. So you'd be surprised at the turnout at their car show. It's always amazing.
How far is Shidler?
Well, it's about probably 50 minutes,
Okay.
something like that. Yeah.
I've done a lot of traveling in Osage County, so I do know that county. Now, also, too...
Wait, is the one on Bandit, he's got the Ben Jonson Museum, is that how this
He's-
little section
yeah,
devoted
he's-
to the one on Bandit?
yeah.
That's how I...
Yeah, you need to go also to the Ben Jonson
Of course,
Museum
yes.
over there. Cody
He's
over
back
there.
up and running.
He's
right?
up and running
Good.
and rocking and
Does,
rolling.
does,
Oh,
he
I
have,
like him so
does he have his
much.
theater done yet?
He does.
Okay.
There's an area where you can sit in there and
Yes.
get, all kinds of Ben
Look,
Johnson
I'm telling you
footage.
guys, you'll be shocked when you walk into that place. He has done an amazing job. Good job over there, Cody.
Yeah.
Okay, so also too, Willow Rock. We ride on Willow Rock all the time. We love Willow Rock, one of the most favorite places to go to in the world. Just
That's
wish they-
kind of how we met you the first time.
Yes.
Sweet Casey
Yes.
out there.
Yeah,
helping
Casey
us,
Bowers.
so, yep, she
She
did.
sure did.
and we got Bob, I think, is going to write an article coming up in September.
Yeah,
and,
and Willow Rock has their October events,
Yes.
the Mountain Man Camp and the
Yep.
SAS Cowboy Shoot. They've got that going on. They've got a new car show that's going to be coming at the end of October out there called The Gathering at the Rock.
Look, I tell you, we really appreciate you writing for us every month because people really want to know about, when I came up with the tag on the Osage, I wanted people to know every month what's going on over there. And you really have helped us because now we don't have to search for a different writer every month.
Oh, that's my pleasure.
And you have
Nobody tells it better than you.
No.
And nobody knows as much as you
No.
do either. That's
No.
what I
Well,
love.
that's been a process, but I'm getting there.
Oh, it's so good.
I love having my finger on the pulse of the county,
Yes.
and Bartlesville and Osage County just play well
Oh, they
together.
do.
We accentuate
We
each
do.
other
I
really well.
agree. And I'm so happy for it.
Because
Oh, let me tell you about Skytook.
Yes.
You mentioned Skytook.
Yes.
That's in Osage
It
County
is.
too. Every third Thursday this summer, they're having music in the park. They have Central Park, downtown Skytook, and they bring in live bands, food trucks, vendors. It's going on there. And they also have the Tallgrass Music Festival. That's bluegrass, where green country is turning blue. And that's in October.
Okay.
And so Skytook is kind of making their mark in Osage County as the music capital of Osage.
Really?
Interesting.
Nice.
Oh.
Well, you had a beautiful lake over there called Skytook Lake.
Yeah,
It's
it's gorgeous.
unbelievable, gorgeous over there.
Good to
Okay,
know.
well, look, thanks for being on our show.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you. We're going to go take her to lunch, so
We
she
gotta
drove
go.
all the way over
Yeah.
here. We got to get out of here. Hey, look, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. We love doing this show. We love premiering our magazine every month to you guys and getting it out there into your hands. We are blessed beyond measure to be able to do this for you guys. We love you guys. God bless, and we'll see you down the road.